We watched Night Swim on Peacock. It was a movie that we were going to go see in theaters and never got around to doing. But I'm a little bit glad that I didn't spend the theater money on that movie. The marketing was like so good for it, right? The idea of a horror movie in a pool. And I was under the assumption, I don't really know what I was under the assumption that I was getting into. I didn't think it would necessarily be great, but I certainly didn't realize that it would just be such a textbook horror movie. I thought maybe it was be a little bit more original. Outside of the concept, like the concept of a haunted pool, the movie offered absolutely nothing original. The story itself was like the most beat for beat, punch for punch of a horror movie. You know, so predictable. It was just an absolute copy and paste. The acting was pretty much abysmal from like every character. The sound design, like the music, was incredibly just forgettable. Like there was nothing. I mean, nothing new about it. A couple of things that I did like at the beginning, I was sort of holding out hope because there's kind of this cool, subtle, spooky imagery, which is always kind of gets me. You know, like that's the way to my heart for a horror movie, is to have some stuff that's not jump scare. And on that note, I would say that as a modern like Blumhouse type movie, there's pretty minimal jump scares. I think there were a decent amount, but most of it relied on like kind of weak suspenseful buildups. There were a couple moments that had some cool camera cinematography stuff, kind of creative, but they could have done so much more with this movie, as I say with like every horror movie. And then of course it just ran into the same issue that so many of these movies do, where they give you like just tastes of this monster or this entity, and you're like, oh, this is really cool. But then by the end they have to ramp it up into a climax, and so by the end you like see the full figure and it just looks CGI'd. The magic's lost. It looks dumb. And so it's another one of those movies. So, you know, this was probably like a 3 or 4 out of a 10 for me. You know, it was just like the most staple horror movie ever. And I just get the feeling that they only greenlit this because they knew how attractive the concept would be in the marketing for the movie, and not necessarily how good of a movie it would be. And everything that I've seen from Blumhouse just seems to get worse and worse. So I don't know what's happening over there. We need some new horror movies in the genre, you know? It's been a while. I feel like there was a time where things were new, you know? They were trying some new stuff in like the 2005 to 2015 era maybe, but that might just be because I don't know. Anyways, Night Swim, pretty bad. If you like horror movies, it's worth watching just because you already know it's going to be bad because it's a horror movie, but it was pretty bad. Wanted to check off the bucket list though. So, yeah.